Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, the great millstone, citation, I can teach all truth and sincerity. Um, I'm gonna call this the Most High is a separatist. Um, I'll give you an example. During the time of the Tower of Babel, when all nations were basically of one world government at one point under Nimrod, and they all could understood each other in the same language, because at that time the main language was Hebrew. That was the first language of all languages, and Yahawah Bashim Yahushai, the Most High, confounded their languages, and the ones that understood each other went together, and the ones that um, couldn't understand each other anymore separated. You know, and that's how he separated the nations back then. And he don't Yahawah don't want all nations to come together anyway. He rather have nations be separated from each other anyway. um that's how much of a separatist Yahawah is. He chose Israel above all nations. He made our nation holy, which means to be separate, and sanctified us, a people, um, and chosen us to be his people, Um, but this is Deuteronomy 32:8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So he chose Israel and gave these heathens their inheritance according to the number of the children of Israel. You know, it says, for Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is a lot of his inheritance. So he gave these 17 heathens their portion, their lands, and then gave Israel first he gave Israel their portion, their lands, and then he gave these heathens their portion of their land. Because, you know, because the firstborn son, because Israel is considered the firstborn, the apple of the Lord's eye in the scriptures. So the firstborn son gets the first inheritance, and then then the secondborn son gets their inheritance. You know, so Israel got their portion of what Yahawah gave, which we got. Our inheritance is this entire world. You know, and you know, the kingdom of heaven is, you know, our inheritance. You know, and the kingdom of heaven is gonna be on earth. You know, uh, but anyway, my next scripture I'm gonna get is Matthew 25. Matthew 25 and verse 31. And it talks about when Yahushua comes back, he's going to separate, he's going to gather all nations and separate them one from another, you know. This is Matthew 25:31. Yeah, the Son of Man, when the Son of Man shall come to in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. So when Yahawah comes back, he's going to, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as the shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. So he's going to separate the heathens from the Israelites, and yeah, and he said, and he shall set the sheep from his right hand on his right hand, and but the goats on his left. So he's gonna put the heathens on his left hand and the Israelites on his right hand. And it says, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. And the kingdom is already ready and prepared for Yasharala, and it says in scripture, the kingdom is in within you. The kingdom of heaven is in with Salaki, is within you, So, and Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Um, and I'm gonna get Matthew and to Matthew 15:24 to show that the sheep that's talking about Israel. This is Matthew 15:24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So Yahushua is only sent. This message is only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The kingdom of heaven is only for Israel. That's how much of a separatist Yahawah is, because he only has salvation is only for Israel. The kingdom's only for Israel. The other nations will be there as slaves, but they're gonna build our kingdom, but they're not going to receive the benefits, receive the things we're going to receive, in the kingdom. They're not going to experience the things we're going to experience in the kingdom, you know? We're going to experience all the things that we're going to experience more things than we can imagine right now. Our mind can't fathom what is in store for us in the kingdom. But these nations are not going to have a part in our kingdom. They're not going to enjoy our kingdom like we're going to enjoy our kingdom. And that's how much of a separatist Yahawah is, because the kingdom's only for Israel. It says in Acts, let me get it right quick. It's Acts 1:6. It says, this is Acts 1:6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? And at that time, Yahushua just recently got crucified and came back. And at that time, they thought he would come and bring the kingdom at that time. But he wasn't going to bring the kingdom at that time. The kingdom of heaven is soon coming, and it's only for Israel, And that's how much of a separatist Yahawah is, Salaki for saying that again, but it talks about that in Isaiah 45:17. It says, This is Isaiah 45:17. But Israel shall be saved, and Yahawah for everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, a world without end. World without end. So Israel has an everlasting salvation, which, and it says a world without end. Our world, you know, we're not. Our nation is not going to. We're going to receive salvation soon to come. It says, "For thus saith Yahawah that created the heavens, Yahawah himself that formed the earth and made it. He had established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am Yahawah, and there is none else." So Yahawah didn't create this earth to just not have anybody on it. He created this earth to last forever, and he created this earth to put the kingdom of heaven on it. Because it says in Matthew, the Lord's Prayer, as in heaven as on earth, as it is in heaven, give us this day our daily bread. This earth is going to be inhabited, and the kingdom is going to be on earth, and the Israelites are going to be ruling in that kingdom. And my last scripture I want to get, which came to mind when I read this scripture, is 2 Esdras 5:24. The 2 Esdras 5:24, it says, "And of all lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and all the flowers thereof one lily." And this is talking about Israel. It says, "And of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all builded cities thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself." It says, "Of all the fowls," it says, "It hallowed Zion to thyself," which that's Israel. It says, "Of all the fowls that I created, thou hast named thee one dove, and of the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep." And it goes back to, like, everybody has a favorite thing, and Yahawah Bashim Yahushai has a favorite nation, a favorite people, and that's Israel. He chose Israel above all nations. It says, verse 27, "And among all the multitudes of people thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest thou gavest a law that is approved of all." And he only gave the law, statutes, commandments to the nation of Israel, and he only showed those laws to Israel. We were in the wilderness. We were at Mount Sinai. We were with Moses. No other nation was there. And it talks about that in Amos, where ye only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I shall punish you for all your iniquities. We were there, and we agreed to follow that. And that's how much of a separatist Yahawah is, because he only had Israel in the wilderness. He only had Israel with Moses. He only had Israel, and he only was dealing with Israel. So I'm gonna say all praise and honor and glory to Yahawah, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, and citation you often teach all true sincerity and shalom.